Alright, so I got the servo winch fitted. It was more complicated than I was expecting. I originally tried to put the servo in upside down, the same as the steering servo, but once I fitted the drum, it interfered with the suspension travel. So I had to flip it around and have the drum facing up the way, which introduced its own problems. So now the cable is coming through the bumper and slightly going up on a hill, which caused the cable to come off the bottom of the drum and get trapped between the drum and the servo, and then it would get jammed up. So I had to do a little bit of modifying. So I had to put two eyelets in to help guide the cable, stop the cable, because it's going up on a hill. It just wanted to lie flat, basically down against this plastic, which meant that the drum couldn't draw it on properly. So I used these two eyelets to lift up the cable, and it guides it around the corner here and onto the drum. So yeah, this whole support here is one piece of plastic with two holes in it for the servos. So once I screwed the two eyelets in, and it was very thin plastic there, so you can just see it there. I had to put a bit of wood in underneath. I glued it from the underside, drilled it, and then screwed the eyelets down through the plastic into the piece of wood, so that they have a bit of strength, because they were just moving with this flex on the cable. This back one still moves a bit, but it's actually pulling the shock towers. If you can see the shock tower here. So this center piece of plastic is very flexible. You can get an upgraded part with hard plastic, so I'll probably invest in that just to give this whole thing a bit more structure. But it works. It took a while. I had to mess about. But yeah, it's slow. You know, the speed of it's very slow, but it's got loads of torque. I can actually lift the whole truck up off the ground using the winch. So I'm happy enough. The servo is what's known as a 360 servo. You can modify a normal steering servo, but these 360 servos just spin forever, you know, continuously in one direction or the other. So I got it on eBay. It was about £8 for that servo, and then the drum, the cable, and the hook at the front all came in a wee package together, also from eBay, and I think that was about £4. So it was a pretty cheap way of fitting a winch. Definitely cheaper than buying a scale winch to go on the very front of it. And because you're just using a servo, you don't need a winch controller. So the servo is just plugged into channel 3 on the receiver inside the box here. And the standard radio has 3 channels. So it has a switch here, 3-way position switch. So that allows you to control your winch straight from the radio without any added hardware. So I have it, so if I pull down on the switch, it lets the winch out, and if I push the switch up, it pulls the winch back in again. So a nice cheap way to get a winch on the Enduro Sendero. Yeah, about £15 was what I paid for the servo and the little reel and the rope. Yeah, pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.